Those kids, they have made the entire video of Harshad, the chai wala. कि चाय का धंधा बड़ा cheap है, and his comeback is cheap है तो deep है.
It's raining money right now. It's everywhere. It's heaps of money. I mean, it's gold. It's लोग मेरे पास अपनी घर की जमीन लेके आ रहे हैं कि ये जमीन ले लीजिए लेकिन मेरा प्रोजेक्ट कर दीजिए.
आपको क्या लग रहा है बीच बीच में कहाँ जा रही है?
ये वो वाली बात है, ये पुशअप्स मार के वो 2000 के नोट से अपना माथा पोंछते हैं.
I want to start off with first things first. Do you think the year 2020 has been the year of the OTT? We've all been stuck at home. We've been watching stuff on our home screens. Do you think OTT has now attained the elite status that was so far reserved for theatre?
Yeah, fortunately, yes, but under very unfortunate circumstances. I mean, so you can't really, celebrate that fact. But yeah, the recognition OTT is getting I think was long due. It's very democratic that way to say so. And you could be anyone. छोटे से छोटा, बड़े से बड़ा. You just make your thing and put it out there, and if people like it, you will get the appreciation. So yeah, that's the best part about it.
But how do you gauge success on OTT? Ishaan, when there is a film that's releasing at theaters, you have the box office as a measure. But on OTT, how do you gauge the success?
I think the distinction is it's somehow it becomes apparent to you. Like you hear the feedback from the audiences very directly. I mean, with the advent of OTT, you also have social media. They kind of go hand in hand. I have received a bunch of messages. The only social media I use is Instagram, and Instagram has been one way of the audiences sharing their feedback and their love. Most popular work that I've done before this would be Dhadak, and that came out in the cinemas, and it did very well for itself and had a good run. And I think the response that I got from ASuitableBoy, to be specific, was on par with that.
I think it's also if you get the second season greenlit, that's also you get to
kind of sign that you have done something good.
I want to ask you all, which has been the favorite meme of yourself so far this year?
बहुत सारे, लेकिन उसमें हर जगह गालियां घुसेड़ देते, तो मैं उसको बता नहीं पाऊंगा. और वो ऐसे लोगों के साथ बनाए हैं कि मैं बिल्कुल नहीं चाहता कि उनके साथ वो मैं बताऊं कि ऐसे लोगों के साथ बने. So I don't want to go there.
There are a lot of memes made on that dialogue कि मैं सिगरेट नहीं पीता पर जेब में लाइटर जरूर रखता हूँ धमाका करने के लिए. And people have used it to another level. Apart from the meme, they have made a lot of parody also. I don't know whether anybody has watched that chai wala thing. Those kids, they have made the entire video of Harshad, the chai wala. और चाय में उन्होंने they've used all the dialogues कि चाय का धंधा बड़ा cheap है, and his comeback is cheap है तो deep है.
एक बड़ा मजा आया मुझे, वो है केबीसी में. बच्चन साहब सामने बैठे हैं और वो हमेशा पूछते हैं क्या कीजिएगा इतनी धनराशि का, वो जो हमेशा पूछते हैं. तो उसमें सामने मुन्ना बैठा हुआ है और बोलता है कि नहीं, ऐसा इमीडिएट नहीं सोचे हैं, लेकिन सोचेंगे.
There's one that I remember because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. And I remember there was this picture where Radhe is sitting in the sea and screaming his lungs out, basically singing. And there's this face of Harry who's watching his godfather die. And it was hilarious to see Harry screaming in a dhoti. That was a memorable.
All right, all of you have had such a great year this year, successful year. So how do you manage expectations? People keep coming up and asking you, when is the next season of this? When is the next season of that going to be coming out? Divyenndu, I'm sure that happens to you all the time. When is the next season of Mirzapur coming out?
Yeah.
How do you manage expectations?
Today only at the airport, one guy asked कि मिर्जापुर 3 कब आ रहा है. I was like, यार अभी रुको, इतनी मेहनत से बना है ये. मतलब अभी 2 चल रहा है. मतलब ऐसे just पूछने के लिए मत पूछो कि मतलब कब आ रहा है 3. बहुत टाइम है अभी 3 आने में. But yeah, this question, man, it's just yes, it's a hidden compliment there, definitely. But yeah, at times it gets a little too much. I mean, you're like,
उसको तो वो ट्रीटमेंट दे सकते थे आप. देखो भाई वो वाला कितनी बार कहे तुमसे फ्लाइट में बैठो.
I know this.
Do you take your character home? When you play such an iconic character, a lot of people end up imitating your characters. You know, after they watch the series, they are unable to let go of these characters and they keep imitating them. As an actor, how difficult is it for you to let go of that character completely?
From my experience, not much difficult because the day the shoot is over, I think within 10 days, 5 days, or maybe depending on the situation, it goes away. The problem is that when it comes out, audience के लिए वो एकदम नया हो जाता है, and for you it's been gone. It's out of your world basically.
For me, I mean, I'm coming from theater background, so it used to happen with me every day. There were instances where I'm performing 3 different characters in one day, in one play or different plays. A lot of times it happens in such a way that I'm shooting for something and in the evening I have a show, so I have to directly go to the show.
Yeah.
So I immediately, the moment I'm out, I change my costume, I'm out of the character.
But that helps.
That's how I.
Point being,
that helps.
If you're not doing anything now, it might stay with you for a day. You know,
right?
Because you are in a thought process. कि यार अच्छा हुआ, कल बुरा हुआ. Like every day के shoot के बाद आप होटल या घर पहुंचते आपको लगता है कि यार वो सीन में ना कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई है, पर समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या सही था या क्या गलत था. तो अगर शाम को कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हो जहां जैसे आप कुछ नई कॉस्ट्यूम पहनते हो ना, वो जाएगा, वो बाहर जाएगा क्योंकि कुछ किसी दूसरी फोर्स ने
उसको and that's how it works.
अंदर आके बैठ गया है. But if you're not doing anything, it might stay.
Yeah. In fact, this switch on, switch off helps a lot as an actor also, because you can see the character that you have created from third perspective.
But
the moment you are out of it, you can start analyzing that from a third perspective also, beyond a point.
Okay.
If I am an audience, how will I react to this?
That must be difficult to look at it from the audience's point of view. You know, I thought as an actor it would be a very personal portrayal. But do you think of your portrayal in that way, or do you think of it as how the audience is going to perceive it?
See, there are certain times where, and these are very minute things which comes to you at point. Like when you are in the scene, when you're in the character, you are a character. And most of, I guess, everybody would agree that we are not acting all the time. We are just reacting.
True.
But there are certain places where you actually think technical also. Not deliberately, but it happens subconsciously.
No, definitely. I agree with Prateek here. And also because when we talk about cinema per se, I personally feel cinema is more about your craft, than your art. When we talk about theater, yes, it's more organic and it has more art in it. But yeah, cinema, as they say, has a lot of manipulations. So, you have to hit the mark also, you need to catch the light also. All those things are there. So there are very few moments when you actually feel when you're acting in front of the camera. At least it happened with me. कि कुछ 4-5 बार हुआ होगा when I thought कि अच्छा मुझे पता नहीं चला take खत्म कब हो गया. Otherwise, there is like what we call actor's third eye, which is always present. Which is you have an idea what's going around and everything. But yeah, in theater it happens वो ज़्यादा वहाँ पे होता है that you're in the flow of the things, और वो पूरा performance कैसे निकलता है you don't even realize. Same play हम बोलते हैं ना कि यार आज बड़ा तेज गया, आज थोड़ा धीरे गया. But yeah, cinema में मुझको ऐसा लगता है वो जो glimpses है ना वो मिलते हैं, वो बहुत कम मिलते हैं, लेकिन but मिलते जरूर.
Yeah.
So do you have to feel what your character is feeling for you to portray authentically, or do you just have to kind of act it out in a way that the audience is going to perceive well? Ishaan, as man, did you actually try to evoke those feelings, or was it just a portrayal?
Actually, for me, this is a very interesting conversation as well, because theater is something that I wanted to explore before I had the opportunity to start working in cinema. But it so happened that I began quite young with my first film. So for me, it's only been acting for the camera, and that's something that I feel I have a fascination towards particularly as well. And for me, those lines blur. Like I feel the art cannot happen till you have your craft down pat. If you have that craft down, then you give way for for it to be a real alive moment. So what he said about the actor's third eye, I mean, I feel like there is one side that is constantly observing, and there are two people, you know, when you're in the middle of a scene, and the other one is just going through that moment, is just in that moment, you know, you're alive to what the other person is doing, you're reacting to it, but you're also, I think it's the difference between being self-conscious and being aware. You're aware of the camera. If you're not able to deliver to the camera, then sometimes even if you're feeling something and the feeling is very potent, it won't translate. And
there is kind of very nice difference, as Divyenndu bhai said ना, कि जब थिएटर पे होते हैं ना, मंच पे आप जो कर रहे होते हो, तो दर्शक अपनी तरीके से उसको जो देखना है वो देखेगा. हो सकता है वो किसी मंच पे किसी कोने में खड़े हुए किसी एक्टर को देख रहा हो जो कुछ नहीं कर रहा, बट डूइंग समथिंग वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, और पूरा एक्शन इधर चल रहा है. सिनेमा में क्या होता है, एक फ्रेम जो है वो जो आपको दे रहा है वही देख पाओगे, उसके आगे पीछे कुछ नहीं देख पाओगे. सो क्या होता है ना कि वो कई बार वो मैजिक है ना, क्रिएट हो जाता है थोड़ी देर के लिए. वो अगर वो रिलेशनशिप जो उस कैमरे के साथ बनते हुए अगर वो सही तार पे आ गया ना, तो वो कुछ बहुत अजीब अमेजिंग लगता है आपको. हमें लगता है कि यार ये कुछ अलग कर दिया एक्टर ने. और उस वक्त ऐसा अगर हम उस एक्टर से या किसी से पूछें तो आपको एक्टर शायद बताएगा नहीं ऐसा तो कुछ चल नहीं रहा था, हमने तो कुछ किया नहीं. बट क्या हुआ ना कि वो बहुत सारी चीजें मिलके आप तक पहुंची हैं. वो कैमरा एंगल भी है, वो लाइटिंग भी है, वो हल्का सा एक टच जो शायद एक्टर ने सिर्फ इधर से हल्का सा ब्लिंक किया होगा, वो दोज मोमेंट्स ना वो थिएटर में नहीं पकड़ सकते. थिएटर में द मैजिक इज हैपनिंग ऑन अ वेरी ब्रॉड वे.
लॉन्ग शॉट में हो रहा है सब कुछ.
लॉन्ग शॉट में है सब कुछ. और ऑडियंस को चूज करना है कि उसको क्या कहाँ मैजिक देखना है. यहाँ मैजिक हम आपको दिखाते हैं. ये देखो एक ब्लिंक से या एक आईब्रो ऊपर होने से इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है.
Yeah, that's the great privilege you have as a cinema actor.
As a cinema actor.
If the camera is here, your face becomes the stage.
Yes.
So
if you have good hands, you are
big. Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Would you ever consider going full Monty? Divyenndu, you don't have to answer this because you already have. What about the other actors? Would you ever consider going full Monty for a role?
Yeah. If I do, will that reflect on my bank balance?
Yeah. If it's reflecting very nicely.
No, maybe on your back balance, not that.
Why?
Shilpa, it's actually if you're an actor and you know if you come with a certain training, I mean you have to be, to begin with, you have to be very, very comfortable with your physicality. I always say I always feel more naked doing an emotional scene. I feel very, very shy when the whole crew is standing there and you know you have a very intimate or a very emotional scene, so to say. I feel very, very awkward. But yeah, walking full Monty was not a big deal for me.
For me, I think it depends entirely on who I'm working with and whether it's necessary. And if I feel that it helps and it adds value in some way to the story, then yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have any qualms about it.
All right.
If it feels very natural to the scene now, then it works. Otherwise, it does not work at all.
If it's only for sensational value, you know, then it's not something that.
और वो करते हुए भी लगेगा और वो देखते हुए भी लगेगा.
हाँ, वो खोखलापन स्क्रीन पे नजर आएगा फिर.
All of you had such a good year. You've all got acclaim coming your way. But what about your bank balance? Is it reflecting in that, Pratik?
Wow. What a
that's so direct, Shilpa.
No fooling around.
Okay. Cam, Harshad Mehta. You know, I thought bank balance left into Bansa. So is your paycheck also reflecting the success now?
It should, from here on, is what I can hope now.
I'm gonna leave that question. It's one of those deliveries which you don't play and you just well left. You know, it's that.
ये वैसा वाला सवाल था कि सब, for example, सब लेडीज बैठी हैं पैनल पे और एक लड़के ने पूछा कि आप अपनी अपनी उम्र बताओ.
इसमें एक चीज जरूर हुई है कि जैसे मेरे साथ स्कैम के बाद, उसके पहले ही जब कभी कोई ऑडिशन के लिए आता था ना कि ये ऑडिशन है, वो ऑडिशन,
हमारे पास पैसे नहीं.
हाँ, तो वहां शुरुआत ऐसे होती थी कि पहले तो कोई रोल भी नहीं बताता था यार, मतलब सिंपल सा ये है कि आप अवेलेबल है क्या 14 को, तो टेस्ट भेज दीजिए। मतलब भाई बता तो दे यार क्या है, विल सी। अभी ऐसा है कि सर एक बार सुनेंगे क्या, मतलब ये सेम आदमी है, 3 महीने पहले ही बात हुई है। मतलब व्हाट चेंज सडनली यार। इतना तो क्या हो गया चेंज। सो आई गेस मतलब
बहुत
उनका एक
ज्यादा
तो
मीम्स देख लिए
कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ा।
प्रतीक तुम्हारे।
एंड नाउ वो जो पहले करते थे ना, नहीं सर 25,000 तो बहुत है, अभी वो लोग कोई फिगर ही नहीं बोलते, मतलब अभी कोई फिगर ही नहीं बोलते, नहीं नहीं सर आप बताइए। और
बस
दैट
सुन लो
इज
एक
इवन
बार,
मोर
बस
कंफ्यूजिंग
एक
टू
बार
मी कि
सुन लो।
मतलब मुझे क्या करना क्या है अब, व्हाट डू आई टेल यू।
Divyenndu, you come on. I'm not saying tell me your bank balance. I'm saying after Munna Bhaiya.
It's mad. Let me tell you, Shilpa, it's mad. It's raining money right now. It's everywhere. It's heaps of money. I mean, it's gold. It's लोग मेरे पास अपनी घर की जमीन ले लेके आ रहे हैं कि ये जमीन ले लीजिए लेकिन मेरा प्रोजेक्ट कर दीजिए. It's
You may never
mad.
know Divyenndu is sitting on a bag of money right now.
Yes, yes.
दिव्येंदु भाई
आपको क्या लग रहा है बीच बीच में कहाँ जा रहे हैं ये?
I have to go and see कि वहां से RTGS आ गया, कहीं से कैश आ गया. It's amazing. हर थोड़ी देर बाद आके कोई एक पैकेट दे जाता है.
ये वो वाली बात है, ये पुशअप्स मार के वो 2000 के नोट से अपना माथा पोंछते हैं.
You of course a star. So your bank balance and paycheck going well.
मैम मैंने शुरुआत से इन चीजों को I have had a cap limit on the value that I give it. Luckily I have a management that understands, the larger picture, my value monetarily in the larger scheme of things and all, and I let them take care of it. Touch wood, so far since I began, it has been on an upward trend, and I hope it remains so. But for me, I had signed my next 2 installments of work before Suitable and all came out, so I hope that answers the question too.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Let's not question good things, as
Oh,
they
let's
say.
not. Let's not. What is the importance of a superlative screen partner? Ishaan, you work with Tabu. Ritik, you work with Naseer Saab. How is that? Is it intimidating or does it help your performance?
Intimidating. You're kind of intimidated by the idea of who you're going to work with. When I was told that Naseer was playing this part, I was very nervous until I met him, and then it was all gone because he just made me so comfortable. And that's the thing which I've realized after doing this project is what differentiates a person from an actor and a legend from an actor. And these people are legends because of the kind of people they are. Because of the kind of human beings they are, and in their craft and their art. And he's such a brilliant co-actor. Anything else, he's so giving. For me to play Radhe, to play Naseer's grandchild, I'm not playing it anymore because we just formed that bond where I was anyway in awe of him, now in love with him, and always in reverence of him. That I just had to sit there and be.
This might just be a moot question because OTT platforms are being regulated. So maybe I don't know if there will be any more opportunities. So with the regulation, that the news that the regulation is going to happen, what was your first reaction?
I don't think I didn't like that idea because मेरे साथ मुझे लगा कि इसमें बहुत सारी चीजें ना एज अ स्टोरी राइटर जो हम OTT पे देख सकते हैं, और क्योंकि जेन्युइनली ऐसे बहुत सारे खराब काम भी बनता है जिनका कोई लॉजिक नहीं दिखाने का, पर जेन्युइनली अगर किसी किरदार में वो चीजें हैं, अब मुन्ना भैया नहीं बात कर सकते ना आपसे अंग्रेजी में, दिक्कत है, कैसे बात करेंगे क्योंकि उनका किरदार नहीं है वो, फिर वो क्या होगा, झूठा किरदार लिखा जाएगा। अब मुन्ना भैया बात ही ऐसे करेंगे, तो अगर आपको वो किरदारों की सच्चाई दिखानी है तो उतना आपको लिबर्टी लेना पड़ेगा उस चीज को दिखाने के लिए। वैसे भी सेल्फ रेगुलेटेड है, लोगों ने लिखा हुआ है उसके ऊपर कि हाँ 15 साल है, 18 साल है।
Also, it's where do you draw the line? I mean, would you then also censor the internet? Because everything is out there on the internet. One of the main ingredients of OTT viewing is that it's personalized viewing. You watch whatever you like on your small screen. So I just don't understand how would this whole thing work, because then you would have to censor the internet as well.
You feel 2021 business is going to come back to usual? Do you think it's going to be back to the theaters? Or do you think the movie business has been changed forever by 2020?
Depends actually. कुछ तो जरूर बदलाव आएगा, क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा हुआ, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि 2020 की वजह से ना OTT, जो कि हो सकता है आज के 2 साल बाद जो बूम उसको मिलने वाला था, वो सडनली इस साल में मिल गया कि सब लोग घर पे थे। नहीं तो ये वैसे भी आने वाला था, ये होना ही था।
We should take OTT as an option, not as a competition. You know,
and a replacement. It's not a replacement.
Yeah. Cinema has its own magic, man. I mean, going there, एक अंधेरे कमरे में बड़ी स्क्रीन पे अनजान लोगों के साथ एक एक्सपीरियंस लेना, it's in itself to begin with is a very surreal thing. So we shouldn't feel threatened by it or anything.
And it's not a threat. Believe me, it's not a threat at all.
I certainly hope that the impact is positive. I definitely think there will be an impact. There will be a change. I hope that what we're able to take out of this is that for the cinema experience, maybe people filter content in a better way, and a film that really is worthy of a big screen experience, or because people now have the option of sitting at home and watching something that is an equally engaging, if not more, story. So I feel like it would be really, I know it's idealistic to think this way, but it would be really wonderful if people are able to pull up their socks and bring more energy and bring more to movies, to the big screen experience. So I certainly hope there's a positive impact, but for me there's no replacement for the cinema experience.
I'm so glad that you could all talk to me today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been such a fun chat for me. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.